I just came across something that was the most mind-blowing thing I have seen in a well, since the other mind-blowing thing I saw, which I never saw any, any other so-called truther channel or conspiracy channel ever show us or tell us. We know the dog is what went 88 miles per hour in Back to the Future. That was for Sirius the dog star. We get that. That's all over AI sites, truth or, it's everywhere. That's common knowledge. The Donnie Darko date, the Donnie Darko date is October 2nd, 1988. So you see it at midnight on October 2nd, 1988. Donnie sleepwalks, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And that's the big date. Well, when you spell out October 2nd, when you completely spell it out, because the Police Ghost in the Machine album came out on October 2nd, 1981. When you spell it out, you see that it comes to 138 and 828 in the simple gematria where A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. And 6 times that is called English gematria. Simple gematria is also called English ordinal. But 6 times English ordinal or simple gematria is called English gematria, where A is 6, B is 12, C is 18, so it's everything times 6. You see, like the O is 90, the C is 18, like we just said, the B is 12, where B is the second letter down here in simple. So when you come down and match it, that's the Jewish we're going through right now, the Jewish Hebrew gematria. But when you October 2nd is a match for Donald Trump, the 828 and the 138. And when you key in Donald Trump, you see the same thing, the 138 and the 828. Completely different, Hebrew gematria, obviously, because their letters are very different. And gematria is converting letters to numbers, and they use this big time in their world, how they code things and do things like I'm just explaining to you. Well, you're not going to believe this, but when I ran October 2nd, 1988 to win Sirius the Dog Star rises every year on August 12th. Sirius the Dog Star rises August 12th. And there you get it, 11th to 12th. The dog days are when it's dormant. It's July 3rd to August 11th. And then it rises August 11th or 12th, depending on where you are in the world. But so August 12th, is that day. Total solar eclipse, August 12th, 2026. And lo and behold, we get a total solar eclipse on the same day that Sirius the Dog Star rises. And when I run October 2nd, 1988, the Donnie Darko date, to August 12th, 2026, the amount of days are literally a fusion 138, 828. There's your 138, 28, or 13, 828, however you want to say it. It's a perfect fusion of 138 and 828, which is October 2nd, completely spelled out. And remember, Donnie Darko is all about Donald's darkened right eye. So either the event is going to take place because Donnie woke up on the golf course when Patrick Swayze blocked it with the sun. Donnie walks up on the golf course, Patrick Swayze. So in the film, the main character Donnie wakes up on a golf course at sunrise after a sleepwalking episode of Patrick Swayze. And if we go to videos, doesn't look like we're going to properly get what we're looking for. So hang on just a quick second. Let me get this prepped for you. So Maggie Gyllenhaal, who directed The Bride, and her brother is Donnie Darko, and of course Christian Bale was in The Bride. That's why I definitely had to go see that movie because I wanted to look for the symbolism. And I'll always enjoy a good weird movie anyway. I just like movies. But so Donnie, so here's the sun, and you're going to get the eclipse. Patrick Swayze is going to be the eclipse as he's going to come and block out the sun. And Donnie's asleep on the golf course. And when does Patrick come walking up? So Patrick comes, there he's the eclipse. He just eclipsed the sun. And of course, Patrick Swayze did Roadhouse, and Donnie, Jake Gyllenhaal, just did Roadhouse. So they always link everything up in movies. Again, that's why I wanted to go see. Maggie Gyllenhaal is the only person to be in The Dark Knight, which is all about the darkened right eye. Bible verse, Zechariah 11:17, the Antichrist sees a right eye wound, the deadly wound. So hang on just a second. Let's get back to where else we were. So either their right eye wound event is going to take place, say, on August 10th, rising on August 12th, because remember, The Dark Knight Rises came out 2 days after The Dark Knight, signifying rising on the third day. Yes, the films were 4 years apart, but you see what they did there. The Dark Knight's USA wide release on the Friday was July 18th, and The Dark Knight Rises was July 20th. So what we mean by rising is Satan will take over the body in a ritual. And the twin or clone or body double, whatever that takes the right eye wound, that's that event. But the actual person or the other twin or the non-clone, the actual person of Donald Trump his body will become possessed by Satan through a ritual. And that's what Heisman Trophy spells. He is man. That's why that's a big ritual at the Downtown Athletic Club in New York City, Gotham City. He is man. Who is man? Satan is now man. Like God became man through Jesus, the anti-Jesus, Satan will become man. But nobody will know it on that third day, as he will just be simply running World War III behind the scenes. Who can make war with the beast? Because after this right eye wound, World War III will kick in. Well, the earth is already, the kindling is already there for us, isn't it? There's a lot of dates I like in March. I like April 9th, as far as April's concerned. And I really like April 24th. And April 24th happens to be if we look at April 24th to the day Sirius the dog star rises and the day of a total solar eclipse, it's that perfect 110 days. Why do we call it perfect? Well, that was the height of both Twin Towers, 110 stories. The Twin Towers were both 110 stories. And so there you go. WTC1, WTC2, 110 stories. Now, one of them had a big antenna on the top signifying the horn, because the horn is the Antichrist. And Jesus said the Antichrist would be here in his own name, and a trump is a horn, and a horn is a trump. So he's literally here in his own name, and the horn was the Antichrist in the book of Daniel. And then he fulfills the other Bible prophecy of the 666. When you go to the Gematria calculator, once again, when you key in SIX, SIX, SIX in the Jewish Hebrew Gematria, the most biblical, you get Donald John Drumpf. Drumpf was the family surname of Donald Trump. And there it is, even though it wasn't spelled correctly. Yes, according to genealogical research, the biographers, Donald Trump was likely a Drumpf, D-R-U-M-P-F, on variations with a T at the end or double F. But yes, even Snopes says yes. Says the surname of Donald Trump's family was originally Drumpf. So to fulfill both, he fulfills both Bible prophecies of being here in his own name, because a horn is a trump and a trump is a horn, and the horn was the Antichrist in the book of Daniel. Don't forget, Trump Tower has 5 multiple addresses, 721 through 725 Fifth Avenue. Trump Tower has 5 multiple addresses, 721 through 725 Fifth Avenue. And there it is, 721 through 725 Fifth Avenue. Daniel 7:21 through 7:25, King James Version Bible Gateway, which perfectly matches the horn as the Antichrist. It says, and I beheld the horn made war with the saints. And 25 says, shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints. So that's the abomination of desolation, where he speaks great words against the Most High, declares himself to be God. And then there it says, wears out the saints of the Most High. So Trump Tower, Donnie Darko, spell out October 2nd. It matches Donald Trump. But what you won't see on any YouTube channel anywhere, because let me tell you what else took place in 2022. On the day Sirius the Dog Star rose in 2022, August 12th, 88 days in both directions were total lunar eclipses. 251 days in both directions were total solar eclipses. It was the midpoint of 2 total solar and 2 total lunar eclipses. And 88 is Trump and Subtle Gematria. That's what the 88 miles per hour is all about. Nobody was saying that on any so-called, because all of your truther channels are either controlled opposition, AI. AI can sound exactly like a human. So they're either AI or they're controlled opposition. They're mystery Babylonians. They're mystery Babylon. They're just putting out, as usual, the bait and switch, where they give you about 60% of the truth, and then they'll turn around and take you down the wrong rabbit hole. Yeah. No, and they all have thousands and thousands, and none of my YouTube channels ever grow. All 4, they just don't grow. And I don't monetize my channels. The Lord has provided. Anyway, I'll put this across all 4 platforms, and I'm just going to share it as a video reel to my Facebook. All right, love y'all.